Success isn't about luck, it's about resilience. Ideas alone don't build empires, relentless execution does. But how do you turn a simple thought into a billion-dollar brand? What separates dreamers from doers? Phil Knight didn't just sell shoes, he built Nike from nothing, with nothing but grit, vision, and a trunk full of sneakers. His journey is proof that one bold idea, backed by action, can change everything. Phil Knight's story isn't just about shoes, it's about hustle, risk, and selling footwear out of a car like some kind of sneaker-dealing vigilante. Back in the 60s, long before Nike became a global empire, young Phil was just a track athlete turned business student who had a wild idea. Why not bring affordable, high-quality running shoes from Japan to challenge the overpriced German brands dominating the market? Unlike most students who write a business paper and forget about it, Knight actually followed through. He flew to Japan, confidently pitched his non-existent company, Blue Ribbon Sports, to Onitsuka, the makers of tiger shoes, and somehow walked away with a distribution deal. Step 1. Convince an international company that you're legit. Step 2. Figure out how to make that true. With $500 borrowed from his father, Phil placed his first order, stashed the inventory in his parents' basement, and started selling sneakers out of the trunk of his Plymouth Valiant at track meets. No website, no marketing team, just raw hustle and an obsessive track coach, Bill Bowerman, who wasn't just a mentor but also a mad scientist, pouring rubber into waffle irons to create better soles. Business was growing, but so were the problems. Nike, before it was even Nike, was constantly on the brink of financial ruin, struggling with cash flow while trying to keep up with demand. Banks weren't exactly eager to fund a small-time shoe dealer running operations out of his mom's house. On top of that, Onitsuka started acting shady, hinting that they might cut ties and take over the U.S. Knight saw it coming and, in true entrepreneurial fashion, had a backup plan, ditch the middleman and start his own brand. In 1971, Nike was born, named after the Greek goddess of victory, with a swoosh logo designed by a student for just $35. Not bad for what would become one of the most recognizable symbols in the world. Of course, the real challenge was making people care. The secret? Innovation, marketing, and a little bit of rebellion. Bowerman's waffle-soled running shoes gave athletes an edge, and Nike's strategy of sponsoring rising stars turned the brand into a cultural movement. Then came the game-changer signing a young basketball player named Michael Jordan. The Air Jordan line exploded, blurring the lines between sports and streetwear and proving that shoes weren't just for running. They were a statement. Nike wasn't just selling sneakers anymore. It was selling ambition, identity, and the idea that you, too, could be unstoppable. By the late 80s, Nike had crushed the competition, and its 1988 Just Do It campaign sealed its place in history. Phil Knight, once a guy selling sneakers out of his car, had built a global powerhouse, proving that resilience, risk-taking, and a bit of audacity can take you from zero to billions. The takeaway? Business isn't about playing it safe. It's about seeing an opportunity, chasing it down, and refusing to quit, even when the banks, the competition, and common sense tell you otherwise. I'll leave you to discuss in the comments. What's the boldest business move you've ever made? You can support us by subscribing if you haven't already. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and I'll catch you soon in another video.